Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that. Sister Shoshana got cut off by Zoom here, so I wanted to give her time to go more into what we read prior in Mark chapter 15 and for her to maybe explain it in depth for the viewers and listeners. So here we go.
Okay, the part I wanted to go through was, let's start in verse 16. And the soldiers led him away into the court, which is the palace, and they called together the entire squad and decked him with purple and plaited a crown of thorns. These were big thorns. It wasn't little tiny thorns. They were big enough where they could actually do a plait, like you do your hair. When you braid your hair, they braided this crown out of thorns and stuck it down on his head where it would be very painful. And then they began to call out to him, "Greetings, sovereign of the Yahudim, king of the Jews," they were saying. And they kept on beating him on the head, pushing those thorns into his head, into his temple, into his face. And they were spitting on him and bending the knee. They were bowing down to him. And when they had mocked him, they took the purple off him and put his own garments back on him and led him out to impale him. But this is what he went through before he was put on the stake. And I just want to go through that. I'm sorry the dog won't shut up behind me.
It's okay. Yeah, you did a great job, sis. Also, the mocking, just the way they were acting towards him, trying to degrade him. It was really uncalled for. And they were bowing to him not as in reverence. They were doing it to mock him.
Yes, totally mocking.
So that was not in will, like actual worship. Some translations will say worshiping. It was more of like a way to mock him and degrade him. And to kind of look at him like he wasn't a real king. That's what they were trying to entail. And so we did the I think we did the part of chapter 15 with dealt with the crucifixion. He went to go.
They also gave him vinegar, a wine turned to vinegar mixed with myrrh, but he didn't take it.
Yeah. And that was to fulfill, I think I have it here, another prophecy he fulfilled here. Psalms chapter 22, verse 18, where David is saying it. And this is where I like to point it when people want to say that David's the Messiah, because David did not fulfill this, Yahusha did. Okay, even though David's saying it, Yahusha's the one to fulfill it. And, oh no, my bad. This is about casting lots, but this is still messianic fulfillment. They parted my garments among themselves and casted lots upon my raiment. So part of the reason with the casting lots and them taking his clothing was actually a prophetic thing, why Yahuwah allowed that to happen. It was to fulfill prophecy.
Well, this is a good chapter to read, to give from his point of view. I believe David was immersed in the Ruach HaKodesh when he said this.
Mm-hmm.
Because he gave
Sis, are you there? You kind of just your audio just like stopped. I'm just wondering if you're still there. You there? Shoshana? I think something happened to your phone. Maybe you got an ad popped up or something on your phone screen because you just like froze. But yeah, that's actually a great idea. We could read this chapter of Psalms 22, which says, let's see here. Oh, my Ali, attend to me. Why have you forsaken me? Which is directly from where we just read in Mark 15, I believe. So that was a fulfillment by Yahusha also. It says, the account of my transgressions is far from my salvation. Oh my Elohim, I will cry to you by day, but you will not hear, and by night it shall not be accounted for folly to me. But you, the praise of Yashraal, dwell in a set-apart place. Our fathers hoped in you, they hoped, and you did deliver them. They cried to you and were saved. They hoped in you and were not ashamed. But I am a worm, not a man, a reproach of men, and scorn of the people. All that saw me mocked me. They spoke with their lips. They shook the head, saying, he hoped in Yahuwah, let him deliver him, let him save him. Another prophecy fulfilled by Yahusha in the New Testament. So this is actually referring to when the Pharisees would mock him. And they would say, let Yahuwah deliver him. For you are he that drew me out of the womb. My hope from my mother's breasts. I was cast on you from the womb. For you are my Elohim from my mother's belly. Stand not aloof from me, for affliction is near, for there is no helper. Many bullocks have surrounded me. Fat bulls have beset me round. They have opened their mouth against me as a ravening and roaring lion. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are loosened. My heart in the midst of my belly is become like melting wax. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue is glued to my throat. And though you have brought me down to the dust of death. So this is like from the point of view of Yahusha, like foreshadowing what Yahusha would be dealing with on the stake. For many dogs have compassed me with the assembly of wicked doers, evildoers, have beset me around. They pierced my hands and my feet, verse 16 right here. Another fulfillment in the Brit Hadashah, the New Testament. They pierced Yahusha's hands and feet. They counted all my bones, and they observed and looked upon me. They parted my garments among themselves and cast lots upon my raiment. But you, O Yahuwah, do not remove my help afar off. Be ready for my aid. Deliver my being from the sword, my only begotten one from the power of the dog. Now that's interesting. Save me from the lion's mouth and regard my humbleness from the horns of the unicorns. Now, unicorns are a one-horned beast. If you look it up in the Old King James Dictionary, unicorn is any one-horned animal. There are one-horned whales that are like unicorns. Unicorn could also be like a rhino that has one horn as a unicorn. So just trying to explain that. I will declare your name to my brothers in the midst of the congregation or the assembly. I will sing praise to you. You that fear Yahuwah, praise him. All you seed of Jacob, esteem him. Let all the seed of Yashrael fear him, for he has not despised nor been angry at the supplication of the poor, nor turned away his face from me, but when I cried to him. And we'll be right back. We have a quick little intermission. I'm going to pause the recording.